The law of attraction is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, and while plenty of folks know about it, few really get how to use it right. The law of attraction says, what you put out, you pull in. If you're after abundance, success, love or happiness, you've got to vibe at the frequency of those things. But what most people miss is that the biggest mistake we make when chasing what we want is the resistance we create. This resistance, often on autopilot, usually comes from wanting something too hard and rocking a scarcity mindset. When you go after something with urgency, anxiety, or fear of missing out, you're actually pushing it further away. Resistance comes from being scared you won't get it, feeling like you don't deserve it, or thinking you need something outside yourself to feel whole. Instead of drawing in what you want, you're energetically shoving it away, because what you're really sending the universe is lack, not abundance. The mistake is thinking you've got to chase what you want, like it's out of reach, something you've got to force into happening. This can be tough to wrap your head around, especially when you're desperate to change your situation. Your conscious mind screaming, "I need this now." But your subconscious, working on a deeper level, feels the pressure and anxiety of the chase. That creates a mental and emotional block. The universe vibes with your energy, and when you're radiating desperate need, you're putting out a frequency of scarcity, not abundance or attraction. Now picture trying to pull something toward you. How you pull matters as much as what you're trying to grab. If you yank hard in a rush, you create resistance, like tugging a rope too tight. But if you chill, let things flow, the attraction happens naturally, almost effortlessly. That's the secret Wallace D. Wattles drops. Success isn't about chasing hard. It's about letting it come to you, trusting the universe will deliver what you're putting out when your vibe aligns with your true intention. To get in sync with the law of attraction the right way, you've got to let go of control. That means quit fighting and start letting success, relationships, and abundance roll in naturally. Real attraction happens when you're at peace and grateful for what you've already got, instead of obsessing over what's missing. That creates an inner sense of abundance, where everything you want is already within reach, just waiting to show up. Get this, you're not being passive here. You're creating a space to receive. You start moving with the confidence that what you want is already on its way. The law of attraction works for you when you relax and allow, not when you're hustling, chasing, or feeling like you're coming up short. When you ditch the need to chase and start attracting with confidence, you tap into an expansive energy where things, money, success, relationships, just flow to you. The real key to the law of attraction isn't how bad you want it. It's about the power of letting go and trusting. You don't need to run after what you want. Just align with your true self and let it come to you. Desire's a hell of a force. We've all felt that burning need for something deep. Money, love, success, you name it. Wallace D. Wattles teaches that desire is a creative energy capable of sparking big changes in your life. But what a lot of people don't catch is that wanting something too much or feeling desperate can actually backfire and push away what you're after. Sounds weird, but the secret lies in the intention behind your desire and the energy you're chasing it with. Desire itself isn't bad, but when it's loaded with anxiety or fear of not getting it, you start putting out a vibe of scarcity and lack, and that creates resistance. Needing something, the fear of not having it, the urge to need it to be happy, sends the universe a signal that you're not whole without it. That lack energy ends up creating a reality where what you want keeps slipping through your fingers, because the universe mirrors what you're putting out. When you're desperate for something, you're vibing on a frequency of need, and the universal law is clear. Need is the opposite of abundance. Think of it like someone gripping something too tight. The harder you squeeze, the more resistance you create, like you're making the thing want to bolt. It's the same with your desires. The more you cling to what you want, the more you push it away. The real key to getting what you want is letting go of that desperate need and swapping it for a chill confidence that what you want is already on its way. Your conscious mind often tells you to fight, grind, and chase what you want with everything you've got. But like Wattles says, real creation happens when you align with the energy of desire without stressing about the outcome. That means letting go of control, trusting the process, and believing that with the right intention, what you want will come to you naturally. No relentless hustle required. Another big thing is that when you're desperate, you're vibing on scarcity and separation, not abundance and connection. To the universe, everything's already abundant, but when you're fixated on what you don't have, you keep feeling like abundance is out of reach, something you've got to earn. The real key to abundance is knowing you're already worthy and deserving of what you want, and by shifting from need to confidence, you start pulling in what you want without breaking a sweat. Gratitude plays a huge role here too. When you start giving thanks for what you've already got, you create a vibe of wholeness and abundance. Gratitude's the key to turning desire into something that attracts instead of repels. By being grateful for what's already good, you ditch the need for something external to complete you, and what you want starts rolling in naturally. Gratitude tells the universe you've already got everything you need and you're ready for more. No rush or stress. So instead of chasing your desires like crazy, let them chase you. That only happens when you stop gripping your desire out of fear of missing out and start moving with confidence and gratitude. Knowing what you want is already in the works. When you shift your desire's energy from need to trust, you start creating a reality where what you want flows to you effortlessly, sliding into your life like it was always meant to. A scarcity mindset is one of the biggest roadblocks to living an abundant life. A lot of us were raised to believe the world's a place of lack, where opportunities, success, and prosperity are limited and need to be fought for tooth and nail. This scarcity mindset makes us act like what we want is always just out of reach, sparking desperation and need. When you believe there's not enough to go around, or that you'll never hit your goals, you're actually pushing away the real abundance the universe is offering. Wallace D. Wattles, in his teachings, points out that a scarcity mindset is the main reason we struggle to hit our goals. When you feel like you're always chasing what's missing, money, love, success, you're unconsciously throwing up an energy barrier that keeps those things at bay. The universe vibes with the frequency you're putting out, and if you're stuck on lack, you attract more lack. If you feel like you're coming up short, you start feeling cut off from the abundance all around you. This lack belief comes from the idea that resources are scarce and you've got to scrap and compete to get yours. That creates a fight or flight attitude that constantly pushes away what you want, because the universe only responds to the energy of abundance and confidence. When you believe something's out of reach, you're building an energy wall that blocks your own opportunities. The truth is, the universe is overflowing with prosperity, and what you want is already there for you. But the key to tapping into that abundance is ditching the belief that you don't have what you want and starting to act from an abundance mindset. When you believe you've already got everything you need to crush your goals, you shift your frequency and the universe starts working in your favor. This mindset shift creates a natural energy flow where what you want starts coming to you without a struggle. The first step to breaking a scarcity mindset is rethinking what real abundance is. Abundance isn't just about material stuff. It's emotional, mental, and spiritual wealth too. When you start appreciating what you've got, your health, relationships, creative mind, you expand your sense of richness. True abundance is vibing with the idea that you're enough and what you want is within your grasp. Gratitude's another game changer. When you feel thankful for what you've got, you open the door to more. Gratitude creates an abundance vibe that pulls more good stuff into your life. That's because focusing on what's already great, instead of what's missing, strengthens your connection to the universal flow of abundance. Gratitude flips a scarcity mindset into one of prosperity, making what you want come to you naturally. You also need to move with confidence and certainty, even if you haven't hit your goals yet. Real confidence isn't about knowing everything's gonna work out. It's about an inner certainty that you're worthy and capable of getting what you want. When you act with that confidence, the universe responds with a thumbs up, setting up the circumstances and opportunities you need to make your desires real. Acting like you already have what you want brings that reality into the present. A scarcity mindset can also be tackled by changing how you think about time. Instead of stressing that you need to hit your goals right now, start seeing your journey and recognize that creation takes time. But that doesn't mean you're lacking. The universe works in cycles, and at the right moment, what you want will show up. Patience, confidence, and gratitude are the keys to unlocking the flow of abundance in your life. So to clear your path, you've got to shift from a scarcity mindset to one of abundance. Doing that creates an energy space for what you want to roll in easy and smooth. The universe is constantly dishing out abundance, and when you align your energy with that truth, you let abundance flow your way, natural and organic. Real change in our lives starts when we decide to level up our consciousness. When we're stuck in limiting patterns, knee-jerk reactions, and negative emotions, our personal vibe is low, and that blocks abundance, success, and healthy relationships from flowing freely into our lives. Wallace D. Wattles hammers home that to attract what we want, we need to shift our vibrational frequency, align our mind and emotions with higher energies like confidence, love, gratitude, and clarity. When you raise your consciousness to a higher level, you start seeing life from a fresh angle, and your actions and thoughts line up better with what you really want. Elevated consciousness ties straight into what quantum physics and metaphysics teach about vibrational frequencies. At a core level, everything in the universe, including you, is made of energy, and that energy vibrates at different frequencies. The higher your vibe, the more you tap into the universal flow of abundance, naturally pulling in what you want: money, love, or personal fulfillment. When you're stuck in a low vibe, your thoughts and feelings are often ruled by fear, anger, doubt, or insecurity, and that creates resistance to what you're trying to attract. Real change happens when you choose to raise your consciousness and let go of the limiting beliefs and negative emotions that have been driving your reactions and decisions. Raising your consciousness is, at its core, boosting your energy frequency, letting you sync up with the universe's laws and start attracting what you want more smoothly and naturally. How do you start raising your consciousness? First step is getting aware of your thoughts and emotions. A lot of times we act on autopilot, not realizing we're vibing negative. Start watching your thoughts and reactions throughout the day and notice if they're positive or negative. When you catch a negative thought pattern, pause for a sec and choose to pivot that thought. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It's about not clinging to them and letting them pass without running your reality. Meditation's one of the best ways to level up your consciousness. It lets you tap into a state of presence and clarity, where you can tune out external noise and connect with your deeper self. Meditating regularly creates space for your vibrational energy to rise, aligning you with frequencies of love, gratitude, and peace. This meditative state also quiets your mind and cuts down on automatic thoughts that might be throwing up blocks in your life. Visualization's another heavy hitter for raising your consciousness. When you picture the future you want and feel, it's emotions like it's already real. You start shifting your vibe. This sends signals to your subconscious that what you want is already on its way, and your mind starts hustling to turn those visions into reality. The more you practice picturing your dream life, the more you feel in sync with that future version of yourself, which pulls in the opportunities needed to make that vision real. Taking care of your body is key too. Your physical health is straight up tied to the energy you're putting out. When you fuel your body with good food, stay active and get enough rest, you're boosting your energy to vibe higher. Your body's the ride that carries your energy, and the healthier and more balanced it is, the more your consciousness can expand and align with the universe's energy flows. Plus, practicing gratitude is one of the fastest ways to level up your consciousness. When you commit to being thankful for everything you've got, you're automatically vibing on a frequency of abundance and positivity. Gratitude doesn't just shift how you see the present, it opens doors for more good stuff to roll into your life. That's because gratitude hooks you into the energy of giving and receiving, letting the flow of abundance keep growing. Raising your consciousness also means ditching the fear of the unknown. Fear of failing, fear of success, fear of not being enough. All these keep you stuck in a low vibe frequency. Real transformation kicks in when you let those fears go and start trusting the flow of life, believing you're in tune with the universe and everything you need is already in the works. When you drop the fears and lean into trust, your energy shoots up, and the universe starts moving to help you manifest what you want. As you elevate your consciousness, you realize life isn't something you need to chase or control with an iron. Grip, it's something you let flow. Your reality starts shifting as you connect with your true self and align with the universal energy of abundance, love, and peace. When your consciousness levels up, opportunities, success, love, and prosperity start gravitating toward you because you're now vibing on their frequency. Quantum physics shows us that everything in the universe is made of energy, and that energy vibrates at different frequencies. Not just objects, but your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs have a vibrational frequency too. What Wallace D. Wattles teaches in his writings is that the resonance between your inner vibes and what you want in the outside world is what decides whether you'll pull it into your life. The resonance game at its core is the principle that like attracts like. Your inner energy is like a magnetic field, and whatever you focus on and put out as a vibe starts showing up in the world around you. This idea is simple but deep. What you think and feel sends out an energy frequency, and the universe responds by pulling in people, situations, and opportunities that match that vibe. If your vibe's low, full of doubt, fear, or anger, you'll attract more of those negative experiences. But when your vibe's high, packed with confidence, gratitude, and love, the universe lines up situations and opportunities that vibe with that positive frequency. The key to getting the resonance game is realizing it's not just about conscious thoughts but the deep emotions behind them. You can think about success or abundance all day, but if deep down you're scared you won't make it, you're putting out a vibe of fear and scarcity, which pulls in more of that. The real secret is feeling what you want, as if it's already real, like you're already that prosperous, successful person in harmony with love and abundance. One way to boost your positive resonance is practicing gratitude. Gratitude's one of the most powerful ways to crank up your vibrational energy. When you genuinely thank for everything you've got, big or small, you start sending out a frequency of abundance and joy. That makes the universe resonate with the same energy, bringing you more reasons to be thankful. Gratitude creates a magnetic field of positivity, letting what you want slide into your reality more easily. Visualization's another big tool for amping up your resonance. When you picture your goals like they're already real, you create a resonance between your mind and the universe, like what you want is already in your energy field. When you feel those visualizations as real, when you soak in the emotions of already having what you want, you start putting out that energy, and over time, manifesting that reality becomes a done deal. It's not just about picturing, it's about feeling the positive emotions tied to your desire, because that aligns your vibe with what you're trying to attract. Another must for strengthening your resonance with what you want is acting in line with your high vibe. That means to pull in what you want, you've got to act like the person who's already got it. If you want more prosperity, start taking actions that show the universe you're ready to receive it. If you want better relationships, start acting with love and respect in all your connections. Your actions need to match the energy you're putting out, and that alignment creates the vibrational resonance needed to attract what you want. The resonance game also teaches us that the universe doesn't respond to effort, but to the energy you pour into your intentions. A lot of times, in a desperate chase for something, we put out a vibe of lack, which only brings more lack. When you drop the struggle and start acting with confidence and peace, knowing you've already got what you need inside, the universe responds more smoothly. Letting go of the pressure to need is the key to creating positive resonance. And when you do that, you start pulling in more of the situations and results you want. In short, vibrational resonance is the key to manifesting. By raising your inner vibes and aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with what you want, you start naturally attracting what resonates with that energy. The secret isn't in forcing or controlling, it's in syncing up with what you want on a deep inner level, letting the universe bring it to you smoothly and in harmony. In our chase for success, we often fall into the trap of going hard after what we want, money, recognition, whatever. But one of the deepest truths about success is that instead of chasing it, you've got to become someone who naturally pulls it in. Wallace D. Wattles teaches that the real key to success isn't running after it, but adding value to your life and others, turning yourself into a magnet that attracts success, prosperity, and everything you want without grinding too hard. When you start focusing on adding value in everything you do, your interactions, your work, your contributions to the world, you create an energy field that pulls in success opportunities. The value you add doesn't need to be some huge, earth-shaking thing. It can be in everyday actions that help others or small contributions that make a difference. When you act with the intention of adding value, you're not stuck in a vibe of lack, feeling like you've got to fight for something. You're in a vibe of abundance and service, where success starts flowing to you without resistance. When you focus on serving others with excellence, giving your all, the universe responds with a flood of abundance. People and opportunities start lining up around you, because by adding value, you become someone indispensable in situations and the world around you. What a lot of people miss is that success doesn't come from chasing your own needs, but from acting with the intention of being useful and adding real value. If you want more cash, for example, start focusing on how you can add value to your work, maybe through creative ideas, innovation, or just small tweaks that make a difference. When you keep upping the quality of what you offer the world, financial success naturally follows, because the value you give the universe is what ultimately pulls in prosperity. If you want meaningful relationships, focus on being more authentic, empathetic, and thoughtful, creating a vibe of genuine connection. By doing this, you attract relationships built on mutual respect and give and take. This applies to every part of life. Instead of forcing results, like we often try to do, the real key is tapping into the energy of attraction, letting success, opportunities, and the right people come to you. That takes doing the inner work of becoming the best version of yourself, someone who's always looking to grow, evolve, and level up their skills. Because success isn't a one and done, it's the result of a constant journey of self-improvement and contribution. You see this clearly in business. Instead of just focusing on closing sales or raking in profits, the most successful companies are the ones that solve problems and add real value for their customers. When you're genuinely focused on making people's lives better, the money and success roll in as a natural result of that intention. Another big point is that by adding value, you let go of the idea that you've got to fight for everything. Instead, you start seeing success as a natural flow, a cycle where you get back what you put out. That takes a mindset shift. Instead of chasing success or wealth, you start attracting them as your energy aligns with the vibe of value, confidence, and generosity. Ultimately, what really makes success come to you isn't how hard you chase it. It's how much you commit to adding value to the world, your work, and the people around you. The notion that you've got to chase or grind for success is a scarcity myth. Real prosperity hits when you act with purpose and generosity, creating such a strong, positive vibe that success starts chasing you. So, instead of obsessing over hunting down your goals, focus on adding real value, being the best at what you do, and letting the universe bring you everything you need. Remember, when you serve and add value, you automatically turn into a success magnet. From a young age, we're taught that to get anything in life, you've got to fight, control every step, and force results. Society worships over-the-top effort, constant hustle, and sacrifice. But there's a quiet, deep truth, taught by folks like Wallace D. Wattles, that flips this idea. The more you try to control everything, the less room you give the universe to work its magic. Overdoing effort and control is really just a sign you don't trust life, and that doubt throws up blocks that stop the natural flow of abundance. When you try to control timing, people, outcomes, or even your emotions, you're unknowingly vibing on fear and insecurity. The urge to control comes from worrying that if you don't step in, everything's gonna crash. But Wattles suggests real power comes when you let go, when you ditch the anxiety of making things happen right now your way, and start trusting the invisible flow of creation. Letting go of control doesn't mean sitting back or giving up on your dreams. Far from it. It's about acting with intention, doing your part with focus and clarity, but also letting the outcome unfold in the wisest, most aligned way possible. When you move with confidence and surrender the result, you're telling the universe, "I've done my part. Now I trust the best path will show up." That's when the magic starts kicking in. Picture life's flow like a river. If you swim against the current, you get worn out, beat up, and barely move. But when you relax, let go, and let the river carry you, you align with its natural direction, and everything feels lighter, faster, smoother. That's exactly what happens when you drop the need to control and vibe with the flow of creation. You keep taking action, but without the heavy pressure. You trust what's meant for you is on its way, and the universe's timing is wiser than your impatient ego. To live in this state of trust, you need two things: presence and surrender. Presence keeps you grounded in the now, not stuck in the past or stressing about the future. When you're present, you catch the little signs and synchronicities the universe drops in your path. Surrender, on the other hand, is accepting the moment as it is, knowing it's part of something bigger. It's not giving up. It's the wisdom to stop fighting life's flow. Another big piece is realizing control's an illusion. You can't micromanage every external factor, but you can choose how you react. You can decide where to put your energy, thoughts, and focus. And when you zero in on what's in your control, your inner state, you start co-creating a reality that's lighter, more abundant, and more aligned with who you really are. Practices like meditation, mindful breathing, and journaling are huge for letting go of control. They quiet your mind, slow your thoughts, and reconnect you with your body and heart's wisdom. When you slow down, you listen. And when you listen, you tap into a bigger intelligence guiding your steps, even if you can't see it clearly right away. Letting go of control is, at its core, an act of courage. It's trusting the invisible smarts that move everything, including you. It's stopping the chase for what's already yours by vibrational right. When you quit forcing and start flowing, what seemed far off starts coming closer with ease. The doors start opening. The way lots of people try to build a new reality starts with the have, do, be model. We often think to have success, money, or the perfect relationship, we've got to do something epic, and only then can we be the person we want to be. That model's busted because it comes from a scarcity and grind mindset. Wallace D. Wattles reminds us that real creation doesn't follow that order. It's be, do, have. This shift in perspective is the key to manifesting what you want effortlessly. Be comes first because you can't create a new reality without changing your identity and how you see yourself. A lot of people cling to the idea that they need to achieve something, have success, money, or a perfect relationship to feel worthy or ready to live their dreams. But the truth is, you're already enough right now. You don't need to hit some milestone to become who you want to be. Being comes first because when you shift your identity and inner mindset, you start pulling in everything that vibes with that new version of you. When you become the person you want to be, you change your energy and vibe. Instead of waiting to have or do something to feel good, you start acting from a place of confidence, abundance, and purpose. You already see yourself as worthy of what you want. This sense of being is crucial for manifesting, because aligning your core self with the version you're aiming for builds a solid foundation of self-assurance and positive energy that attracts the opportunities, people, and resources you need. After being that person, the next step is doing. That means acting in line with your new identity. If you see yourself as successful, you start making choices and taking actions a successful person would. If you see yourself as healthy and happy, you start building habits that keep you well and grounded. Doing flows naturally from being, because when you're aligned with who you want to become, your actions reflect that. It's not about grinding or fighting. It's about expressing who you already are through consistent, aligned moves. Finally, having comes as a natural result of being and doing. When you become the person you want to be and act in line with that identity, you pull in everything you want smoothly, without resistance. Success, money, relationships, health, stuff you thought you had to chase, starts rolling in. That's because you're not running after something or trying to grab it. You're naturally attracting what matches the energy you're putting out. The universe responds to your vibe, and when you're radiating abundance, you draw in abundance like a magnet. Switching from have, do, be to be, do, have is the real path to manifesting. When you focus on being, who you want to become, and then act in line with that identity, what you want shows up without the pressure of fighting or controlling the process. You already are the person who has what you want, and the universe just lines up the external circumstances to match that reality. The secret to manifesting isn't chasing, it's aligning with the energy of what you want and acting with the confidence that it's already yours. The key to effortless manifesting is getting that being comes first. Start shifting your identity. Align with the person you want to be. Take the actions that person would take, and then let having happen naturally. When you follow this order, success and abundance aren't something you've got to claw your way toward. They flow into your life because you're already vibing on their frequency. A lot of people are always searching for something outside themselves to fill what feels missing. Whether it's success, money, a perfect relationship, or even approval from others, the belief that something external will fix the inner void is one of the biggest lies out there. This idea that you need to achieve something to feel whole creates an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. What Wallace D. Wattles teaches is that real transformation starts when you realize you're already complete, and abundance, love, and happiness don't come from outside. They're already inside you. When you keep chasing external stuff to feel complete, you're handing your power over to those things, believing they define your worth. That creates emotional dependency and a sense of lack, because external things can never fully satisfy, leaving you feeling lost and unfulfilled no matter what you achieve. The real key to happiness and manifesting what you want is flipping this mindset and realizing you're already whole, just as you are. Understanding that you're absolutely enough is crucial for pulling in what you want. You don't need more money, love, or success to be happy, because real happiness comes from recognizing your inner worth. When you see you're already complete, you stop chasing validation and start attracting what you want naturally, without effort. True abundance kicks in when you act from the realization that you've already got everything inside you to hit your goals. Plus, feeling complete inside takes the pressure off needing external circumstances to line up for you to feel good. You become the source of your own happiness and fulfillment. This shift doesn't just make you feel better, it changes what you attract. When you operate from the inside out, your energy shifts, and the people and situations around you start vibing. With that confidence and self-worth, success, healthy relationships, and opportunities flow to you because you're not chasing them out of need. You're pulling them in with the confidence that you're already worthy and whole. This inner transformation is a game changer. It's not just about thinking positive or throwing out affirmations. It's about truly getting that you're already enough. That means letting go of the limiting beliefs that make you think you need more than what you've got to be happy or successful. You're enough right now. And from that realization, everything you want starts lining up in your life like it was meant to. When you feel whole and fulfilled inside, you're not stuck in a vibe of scarcity or lack. You're radiating abundance and self-worth, pulling in everything that vibes with that new frequency. Chasing something outside yourself to feel complete pulls you away from your true nature. But flipping that mindset creates a reality where things flow easy and abundant. Ultimately, real emotional freedom and success come from within. You're already complete. And when you get that, you don't just attract more of what you want. You start living more authentically in tune with your true self. Happiness and abundance aren't out there in external stuff. They're inside you, waiting to be unleashed into the world. The law of allowing is one of the most powerful and underrated universal laws when it comes to manifesting and building an abundant life. Wallace D. Wattles, in his teachings, talks about how crucial it is to let success, prosperity, and relationships flow to you instead of scrapping to grab them. Truth is, what often stops us from pulling in what we want isn't a lack of effort or desire. It's not giving ourselves permission to let those desires actually show up in our lives. The law of allowing is all about openness and trust. When you let things come to you instead of forcing or controlling, you sync up with the universe's natural flow. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, is constantly dishing out opportunities for abundance, love, and success, but we often miss or block them because we're closed off to receiving. Allowing is an act of trust and receptivity, where you stop trying to micromanage the process and start believing the best is already on its way. A lot of people, when gunning for success or prosperity, get caught in a constant grind. They hustle hard, push themselves, but stay in a state of rush and anxiety, like they've got to force the outcome. That mindset throws up an energy block, sending the universe a signal that you're not worthy or capable of receiving smoothly. The secret's in chilling out and letting success roll in naturally. When you give yourself permission to be successful, to have abundance, to be loved, the universe starts responding in kind. According to the law of allowing, you don't need to fight or sacrifice to get what you want. What you need is to act with intention and let the outcome unfold in divine timing. That means ditching the control and anxiety over when, where, or how it'll happen. When you let go of resistance and open up to receiving, you start feeling the ease and flow as things begin to manifest. The universe's natural rhythm starts working in your favor. This allowing also means letting go of attachment to outcomes. While it's key to have a clear vision of what you want, you've got to be open to the universe delivering something even better or in a different way than you pictured. Clinging too hard to the how or when creates resistance. Allowing is trusting that the perfect solution is already in motion, even if you can't see it yet. Gratitude's a big player in this process. It paves the way for allowing by putting you in a state of receiving and abundance. When you're thankful for what you've already got, you're telling the universe you're ready for more. Gratitude kicks the law of allowing into gear because you feel worthy and ready to take in everything the universe has in store. It's a state of recognizing and accepting that you deserve all the good stuff coming your way. To let money, success, and relationships flow to you, you've got to shake off the scarcity mindset. Believing there's a shortage of opportunities or resources puts you in a vibe of resistance. But when you lean into an abundance mindset and let prosperity flow, you align with the universe's limitless abundance, always there for the taking. This goes for money, love, success, relationships, everything. The real key is feeling worthy and letting life's flow move without roadblocks. At the end of the day, the law of allowing is about handing over control and trusting that when you do your part, the universe will do its. When you let things happen with ease and confidence, everything you want starts showing up. No struggle, no resistance. What you desire is already on its way, and giving yourself permission to receive, it is what unlocks the path to abundant manifestation.